Hi, guys. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe. We're here for our monthly gathering to connect to our soul, our spirit, and our spiritual team. And here we are broadcasting live through YouTube using the engine of Be Live TV. So, welcome, everyone. This monthly gathering is a time for us to take a moment of quiet to really connect and clear our own energy field. Many of us are in the service industry, whether we're helping out clients or we're helping serve coffee or we're helping by making our computers run more efficiently. We're serving in some way. And when we are in service, sometimes our energy gets a little drained. We can feel a little spent or exhausted. And in those moments, the best thing we can do for ourselves and for the other people that we help is to recharge our battery. So, this broadcast each month is a time for you that you can set aside to recharge your battery. And whether you do it with us live or you save the video for when you need it most, and maybe that's every day, that's okay. But that is what this is for. And it is part of my personal spiritual mission, to heal the healers out there. And the way I see that is we're all healers of some sort on this planet. And, when we're in service in the way we're meant to be, we're doing the thing that calls to us, that brings us joy. We're spreading love, light, and joy to other people rather than moaning and complaining, which we're all trained to do and we're really good at. So, um, you know, when we do this monthly show, it starts with a healing meditation. My team likes to call it a healing transmission. It is your spiritual team connecting to you to help you move any stuck energy that is no longer serving you, to help release anything that may feel um, discomfort, physical pain, emotional pain, mental thought patterns that have been stuck for a while, and even maybe some spiritual disconnect that we have. We all go through moments of doubt and distrust, and sometimes we need a little reminder that our team is there for us, and that's what we do. And then afterwards, I will pull a card for you if you would like. And those cards are from the Oracle deck this week, this month. It's the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. And that's by Karen Sangster. And I love this deck for its simplicity. The color of the card lets you know what chakra energy is going to be, you know, working or being worked on the most in this upcoming month. And it also, each card has some words on it and um, the essence of what it is that will be coming up for you in this upcoming month. We're in this blue moon energy as well. We're in a full moon. And so there is an opportunity for us to go even deeper in this Aquarius type of energy to really tap into aspects that we are missing in our feeling body. My team has been talking for the past few weeks about separating our being from our doing. And that's pretty hard, especially if our identity is all trapped with what we do and how we do it, rather than those moments of peace and serenity we get when we're just in our being. And then for those of my spiritual family that are on the East Coast and are feeling the storms of change coming through with our beautiful hurricane. Um, let the full moon and that energy wash away whatever is no longer serving you, because that's really who you are and how you are. All right, so welcome. We are going to start with our we're going to start with our healing meditation. And I want to say a big shout out to Rob for being here to be my co-pilot, so that I can simply be in service in the way that I am meant to. So thank you, Rob, for all your assistance. All right, so let's take a couple of deep breaths and really take a moment to be in our body. Feel the muscles around us, how they hold together our structure. Feel the bones beneath that provide our solid foundation. And in those muscles, just notice anywhere you may feel or experience tightness, whether you're crinkled in your forehead or you are maybe clenching in your jaw. You may have pressure or tightness in your neck or your shoulders, your upper back, maybe experiencing discomfort. Maybe even your lower back or your hips are tight. Just allowing those muscles to have awareness. And in the awareness, releasing the need for them to clench so tightly. Moving down and checking in with our legs, our thighs, our calves, even our feet. Just allowing any clenched tightness to be noticed and recognized. And our arms and our hands. And let's just take a moment of gratitude for our physical body, the temple that it provides us with. Really? Those are clearing noises as energy begins to move through all of us. And also checking in with our organs, seeing if any are revved up, working a little faster, harder than they need to. Or maybe even some that are shallow. Maybe our lungs are not being used fully. Just being aware of each of our organs and how they help us in our doing while supporting our being. And let's welcome in our spiritual teams and our connection to the divine, however we perceive that, whether we connect to God or Goddess, Creator or all that is, oneness, consciousness. Just allowing space to connect with our perception, our experience of the divine. And welcoming in our spiritual teams to guide us, to surround us, and protect us. creating a sacred space in and around us for this healing work, this moment of respite. Our angels, our guides, our ancestors, mystical creatures, animals, star beings, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibrations available to us in this moment now. And as always, we set the intention that the healing work done today is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Asking our teams to create a cocoon of safety, security, and support so that we may relax and allow ourselves to fully receive the healing that the divine is sending through us and to us today. And beginning at our crown, allowing space for the release of any doubt, insecurity, worry, anxiety that may have us leaning into the future or pulled back into the past. Gently placing our energy, our intention, and our attention simply in the present moment and the breath that we are in. Moving into our sixth chakra to allow space for our thoughts to quiet, our thinking mind to simply breathe, our perception to open, so that we may see more clearly, be more clearly. Opening up our channels of communication to our spiritual team so that we can perceive the guidance more easily, more quickly. Opening up our ears to be able to hear not only the guidance from our team, but others, to feel what they are saying, not just hear the words that are being spoken. Releasing the tightness in the jaw and the throat, and all the ways we have had to control our words, our actions. opening ways for our self-expression to reconnect with our heart's truest desires. Interconnected with our creativity, our intuition, and infinite possibilities. Releasing any ways we feel stifled by ourselves, by others, by time, by circumstances. Making room for other options to flow to us. Releasing all the burdens and responsibilities we hold on our shoulders, those we have chosen, those we have been given. Noticing how the shoulders impact our neck, how the responsibilities impact our expression of self. Just for the moment, allowing all of that to melt away, making room for our being to emanate more clearly, to be felt more fully. Allowing the doing to slide off of us for the time being. And really moving into our spine and how supported we feel by others, how supported we experience our spiritual team, and realigning our spine and our heart line into the present moment once more, not pushed in fear into the future or anxiety into the past. Reminding our logic brain that what has been is not always what will be, or there's always room for expansion and change, possibilities in ways we have not perceived or conceived yet. Yeah. Connecting to our heart, in each and every layer, releasing any sadness, despair, shame, or guilt that we've held there. Yeah. And connecting in the upper right chamber to our inner child, filling them with love, joy, surrounding them with safety and security, reconnecting them with their ability to be whatever they wish to be. Reconnecting them with the magic that they have to create their entire world. Moving to the lower right chamber and connecting to that inner adult, releasing the adult from so many responsibilities, so much seriousness. Reminding them that the doing can be fun. It does not have to be tedious. And in the lower left chamber of the heart, connecting to that warrior, that advocate, and reminding it in this moment, there's no battle, just breath. And gratitude for the ways that the warrior protects us, serves us, and moving into the upper left chamber of the heart and connecting to our inner sage, that wise one that has traveled with us in each and every lifetime and incarnation, that holds the wisdom of all that we have ever experienced in each dimension, vibration, and frequency. And who remembers our connection to the infinite and the wisdom of our divine being. Releasing any more tension that is in the upper back, the shoulder blades, relieving and releasing any ways where we have felt attacked by others rather than supported. Good. Good. Breathe into those places where there may be pain or discomfort. Simply allow the energy to flow to you and through you in those places. And as we move into our belly, into our third chakra, recognizing the fire that resides within us, bringing balance to the element, to our emotions, to our thoughts. Noticing places we have held on to anger, righteous and otherwise, ways we have held on to fear in all of its incarnations, maybe as frustration, resentment, worry, anxiety, judgment, overwhelm. Releasing any ways we've felt the need to protect ourselves recently. Cleansing and clearing any bully energy we have received or sent out. Replacing it with kindness to yourself. When we are filled with kindness to ourselves, we are able to share kindness with others. Good. Quieting the organs that release the energy for us, that detoxify the body. Sending healing through the gallbladder and the liver, the stomach and the spleen, kidneys, and even our pancreas. Restoring our sweetness for life, for living, for experiencing. Good. And even our digestive tract as it moves through the process of elimination. Gently moving into our second chakra. Reconnecting to the flow that our senses help us discover and experience through seeing and hearing, touching, smelling, tasting. And how our senses deepen the experience of our being. Deepen our connection to others. Releasing any ways that we have blocked that energy, put up dams to stop the flow, or judged the flow as good or bad, too much or too little. And how the second chakra brings a juiciness into our lives, a fullness of our experience when we allow it. And opening the hips as they connect down into our first chakra so that our manifestation circuit is wide open, allowing us to create the life and the experiences that we desire. From a place of a strong foundation, balanced in our physical life and our spiritual being. Releasing any additional worries about money, job, safety, security, home. And opening the circuit to attract even better. Even a better job, a better home, a better place of living who you are, more abundance in all of its manifestations. Anchoring that energy as it moves down each of our legs equally. Reconnecting to our flexibility and our adaptability to change, shifting, growing, and expansion. And inviting the energy to move down each leg equally. Connecting through our feet into the ground as it moves through all the layers of the earth to anchor once more to the molten lava center of the divine heartbeat, the feminine earth goddess, and also anchoring above to Grandfather's sky, the Divine Father, feeling both energies balanced above and below and within. And within the heart, feeling that energy as it radiates out through each layer of your aura. Restoring and repairing any ways that the aura is not complete. Even through our karma, our past lives, and sending healing to the planet, the earth, and gratitude for all that she has done to be our safe home. And inviting that healing to be shared to any in need, any who have prayed for healing, for guidance, for assistance, for their highest intention, their highest experience. And taking a moment of beautiful gratitude for our spiritual teams and coming together in this reconnection with our soul, our self, our purpose. Taking a few deep breaths as you begin to reconnect with your physical body, your muscles, your bones. You can stretch and yawn, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Just gently reconvene in your physical form. And thank you for sharing that healing for yourself, but with others, holding space for others to receive that who are in need, whether they are watching it in the recording or here with us live. I love that. I love that the energy continues forward. So even if we are in need of healing more often, all we have to do is watch again and reconnect, and it will bring forth that reconnection. So if anybody is seeking wisdom, a reading for this new moon cycle, as we go through this new month. So we are using the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. This is by Karen Sangster, and they are lovely depictions of each of our chakras and some different ways that chakra communicates to us, and what we might be working on in that chakra. Because as we are going through our soul's journey, we have energy that moves to us and moves through us and allows us to experience what is meant for us in this next month. So so if you would like a card, all you have to do is type in yes please, and Rob will be the magician, the wizard, to put up the names of people who would like a reading. We'll get to it as soon as we are ready. So Ellen, hi Ellen, welcome to the show. Glad you're here with us. So your card, Ellen, this is beautiful for you, is the emotional balance card. Let me move it over here. There we go. And notice the card is green. So, sometimes we think of our emotions being in our second chakra, because sometimes they are, but the green is all about the heart energy. And this is a cup, and it has the rainbow flowing out of it. So it's not just about your emotions being balanced in your heart, but being balanced in all aspects of who you are in each of your chakras. And the key words on here are stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. And so what I'm sensing for you is that, you are such a beautiful empathic soul, that you experience a lot of emotions, and sometimes they can feel like too much. We go into a place of overwhelm because a lot comes through us. But when we release the judgment of our emotions and we simply allow that there's a large flow right now. And it's moving through me. When we don't try to stop it or push it, then the emotions can come through, be recognized, but not overpower us. That's the balance. Um, Many of us were trained to stop ourselves from feeling our emotions fully because they weren't allowed. Or it wasn't okay to cry, or it wasn't okay to be angry, and in those moments we were blocking part of our being. And so what I'm feeling for you is that there's a balance point. There's a balance where you allow it to come through, but stay in the present moment. Our emotions can carry us into the past, and we can start spinning on the what ifs and the could be's and should be's and judging. It's like, okay, I'm feeling a lot of this right now, and right now I'm standing here and I'm breathing and I'm recognizing that past emotions are flowing through me, but they are not me. They are separate from me and who I am. And when we can do that, um, better, I don't wanna be in judgment, but when we can have more balance, um, then we're in the beauty of all of our emotions flowing, including our joy and love. Um, and the fluidity is just being open to, um, things showing up when they show up, and releasing some of that control, that it can just be when it's going to be. And have fun with that, because I feel like this is a big growth potential for you. Um, and let me know how it goes. All right, dear. Thank you for being here. All right. Julie. Hi, dear. Glad to have you here. So your card is the self-expression card. I love this for you too. I love that it's a bird who's singing, just letting themselves out. And the in this self-expression, the keywords on this one are the vocalization, your individuality, that inner voice, and the assertiveness. So I feel like there's instantly I saw your writing, your poetry, your expression, your creativity. So that inner part of you, getting out into the expressive state, but also allowing yourself to be you in that expression. Um, Sometimes when we are in a creative process, we follow the stylings of people before us. Rob might play his instrument with the influence of a particular um, musician, right? In a similar style, right? And sometimes we do that initially until we find our own rhythm and our own style. So, in the individuality, we release our comparison to others, um, because it's not a competition. Self-expression is just self-expression, and um, there's no good, bad, right, wrong, any of it. It's just, this is how my soul's expressing in this moment. And the assertiveness, I feel, that may be more, um it feels more relationship related, maybe even specifically work, where it's that moving from that place of being the doormat. you know, we're such a good, team players, we're such good caretakers that sometimes people walk all over us. And And it's just because we haven't said they can't yet, really. They don't have a boundary that they even know they've crossed. So being assertive about, yes, I will do this. No, I won't do that. Handing back to someone their own responsibility. Just because they don't want to do it doesn't mean you should. We've all got stuff that we are required to do that we don't enjoy. Toilets still got to get cleaned, right? But that is that voice of, look, this is a team effort, and I'm not the only member of the team, right? So really using that creative force to flow through you in your own absolute unique way, and then also in relationships, really stating what you need, how you need it, and when you feel frustrated or aggravated, your boundaries have been crossed. And when we know that, that's it. All right. Thank you for being with us. And I will hopefully see you soon. Thanks, sweetie. Oh, yes. Hi, Maureen, of course. Oh, interesting. So your card today is physical health. So that's interesting. The keywords on the card are vitality, strength, body image, and balance. What I'm sensing for you on this is that in the physical health realm, it's a little bit of the stamina. I'm feeling the vitality piece. So I'm feeling like building up stamina, and not necessarily in you're ready to run a marathon, but maybe energetically being ready to run a marathon. Building up your spiritual stamina, so that it doesn't impact your physical body, um, and creating a little more balance around that. That you know, with the body image piece, I'm not seeing it as like you don't like your body. I'm seeing it more with releasing any comparisons, because we all do that. Like, it's like, oh, I want hair like this one, or I want to have muscles like that one, and so we compare, rather than just like you know focusing on that place of yeah, stamina is what keeps keeps popping up. And when we have the stamina, then we have the strength to pursue what we wish to pursue. So, like, you have some beautiful goals that are coming up in this month. So, having the stamina to do all of the things that will need to be done requires some nurturing of your physical body. And this is very connected to root chakra too. So, it may be being aware of, um, you're very mindful about the foods you eat, but it also might be like what time of day you eat them. You might need protein earlier, or more regularly. Or like small doses of protein throughout the day, as opposed to like in 3 chunks or something like that. So you are fantastic at checking in with that, but it really feels like a stamina thing. And hopefully that helps, because I too got a root chakra one for this month, so that's interesting. All right, thank you, Maureen. Glad to see you. Plenty of time. Oh, wonderful, Julie. I'm so happy. Um, it's when it comes from spirit, it usually does like ding something. And I'm glad it struck a chord with you. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Mary, of course, glad to have you here. This is a beautiful card. This is our faith card. So the key, and notice that it's purple, which is very much part of the upper chakras. It's got a lot of white in it as well. So this is about the keywords on your card are hope, support, miracles, and spirituality. And so what I'm sensing is that a shift in perception a little bit. That, we're so good at, we believe in our connection. We believe that you know, the divine is there to love and support us. We have faith in that. But then our logical brain starts coming in and saying, well, what about this or maybe that? Um, it's one of those things where doubt creeps in. Oh, I know I can manifest this, but maybe not as fast as I want. Or we put parameters on um, our spiritual team. And when we have that, we don't allow the infinite possibilities of that connection to come more easily and more quickly to us. So tapping into the the center of your heart, that that innermost part of your heart that's connected to your higher self, that sweet, sweet unconditional love, and radiating that out in unwavering energy of I am loved, I am supported, I am worthy of receiving miracles. Miracles do not have to be some, you know, grabbed from the jaws of life kind of thing, but they're often those that we know about. But miracles can be the arrival of a check that saves you from, you know, losing your house, or from being late, even late on your bills. Like you're like, oh no, how am I going to do this? I need this money now, and then it's in the mail, right? And that's a miracle if we allow it to be. So really tapping into, you have a very strong connection, allowing yourself a little more room to just release the little tiny fragments of doubt of, you know, asking for what you need from the divine. There's no ask too big or too little. Sometimes we only ask for, the life altering, life changing things, but you can ask for a grilled cheese sandwich too. So allow yourself a little more room, a little more faith that you can be supported in all of those ways. All right. Thank you, Mary, for joining us. It's great to have you. How am I placing? I'm not sure.
Parameters.
How am I placing parameters? Um, Well, sometimes we say we have it's just minute doubt is what I'm feeling. Um like, sometimes we feel like so one of the things I'm seeing as an example is I wanted to move to Maine, and I wanted to have a house here in Maine, and my parameters in that I created in my doubt was that the sense of, it was going to have to take a long time for it to happen, because I couldn't imagine it happening quickly. I couldn't imagine being able to afford something quickly, and that I would be close enough, close to the ocean as I wanted to be. And then when I reshaped it to, this or something better, or when I shaped it to, as soon as possible, um, things aligned rapidly. I manifested my house in a few days. um, the seeing it and the being able to put a deposit down and all of that, and we moved in less than a month. So, but that did not seem feasible, and this was all during the pandemic. So that did not even seem feasible to my brain. So the parameters you might have is in your ask of, well, that doesn't seem possible, or that doesn't seem, we think it's going to take longer. Like we might put a time restriction on it. Like my son is in the process of manifesting a new job. And initially he was like, well, in 6 months, and I said, well, could it happen faster? And he was like, well, yeah, it could happen faster. I'm like, why limit it to having to be 6 months away? Why can't it be as soon, 6 months or sooner? So maybe just look at ways you're framing your asks and see if there's a hidden, um, I'm seeing a box around it. So just take a look at that. And lots of times we don't even realize we do it. And remember too, if you say don't or no in an intention, the universe does not know that, so it doesn't know how to create the don't part of it. So make sure you're using all positive statements in your creation rather than I don't want this, because then you'll get that every time. I hope that helps, Mary. All right. You are welcome, Maureen. Glad to be of service. Thank you. You're welcome, Ellen. Thanks. And Deanna, hi, sweetie. I know you were working on a blessing today, so I'm glad you were able to check in after. So your card is responsibility. Notice that this is a second chakra card, but there, even in the responsibility, the seed is growing. So this is, the keywords on this are self-discipline, empowerment, reliability, and fulfillment. So responsibility we often feel on our shoulders. It's like a pressing down. um, but when we are wanting to express ourselves more responsibly, or to increase our ability to handle and maneuver responsibility, that's all about ourself and our self-worth and our self-confidence, and all of that is in that beautiful third chakra. So in the empowerment piece of it, it's like tapping into to your personal power and ways to call it back to you. um that is being aware of times that you've given your power away, when you've let somebody else maybe take charge and you knew in the back of your head that they shouldn't. Or there are times when you passed up an opportunity because you weren't sure you were ready. But the facts are that you are somebody who does have a lot of self-discipline, and you are able, because of that, others sense the reliability. I'm seeing you have a very steady rhythm that is comforting to others. And when you're able to be in that steady rhythm, um, you're the type of person who can not only plant the seed of a new idea, but be there to water the garden and tend it and make sure that it is taken care of as it's blooming. Um, and that's somebody who could manage, be a project manager. They see what needs to be created and then they nurture it through its creation. It doesn't mean that there aren't other people who you are working with, but you are the caretaker of bringing this idea, this thought into into creation. Um, and there will be a little bit of a test of your self-discipline. There'll be times where your saboteur will want to come in and say, "Oh, do we really have to do that today?" Um, but that part of you that understands the rhythm, remember that the rhythm is important. I'm seeing that there's like this ritual repeating daily, whether it's a daily schedule, a daily spiritual practice, a daily check-in at work. It's a rhythm that you create so that um it spreads comfort around to people that you're connected to because they feel the safety of the rhythm, but it also calls back to you the power of that you need for the creation. There you go. Wow, that's exciting. I look forward to hearing what that might be. And I hope that serves you. Um, Oh, yes, Mary. The cards are meant to speak to all of us. It's a group reading, and isn't it interesting? We've got like all the colors of the rainbow here. Um, and I find, as I'm doing them, I'm like, yep, I need to work on that. Yep, that's one of the things that's coming up for me too. I hear the exact same thing. So thank you. I'm glad they're all speaking to you as well. And Rob, your card. Yes, nice. So, well, this is quite a card. This is the sexuality card. I apologize to anyone who, you know, they're very open cards. So the sexuality card. This is second chakra. It's an openness, sharing, beauty, and honoring. So what I'm sensing for you is that cleansing and purification of the the thoughts and beliefs around sexuality that have been moving through many of us, where it's the restrictions we've placed on how we are allowed to express ourselves that way. We were raised at certain times and there were certain beliefs, and it's like, well, does that really serve me, or does that serve the people I'm connected to? So being in that space of being more open and allowing of um not only your own sexual expression but the people around you. When we hold space for people to just express without judgment, then we really allow people space for us not to be judged as well. And there's this part that feels like it's tapping into the beauty of our sexual being, and in that beauty, it's like, um, I'm feeling all of the senses, our sexuality is intertwined with our spirituality. And a lot of people, keep them separate. But, you know, that is creation energy in flow. And so when we are seeking more creative flow, then often we need to look at ways we are holding back expressing our sexual being. Um, because we're denying ourselves feeling, we're denying ourselves pleasure, we're it, and all of those things lead to the juiciness of who we are. And really honoring that part is another piece. It's like honoring that, you know that expression of the divine feminine and the divine masculine both within all of us. We are not one or the other. You know, as a divine being, we are both. And so that merging of those energies is important um, to our sense of connection um, with others, but with ourselves. So I'm feeling that really strong need to just be open to all the possibilities and being open to um, releasing any doubts or worries or judgments you've had um, about yourself or about anyone else. And isn't that great for all of us, right? Because we have been programmed with such a rigid sexuality, especially here in the United States, that it needs to be this way or that way. And, you know, we're really fluid beings, and so maybe it's time for us to find some more fluidity in our self expression. And one of the ways we express ourselves is through our sexuality. So, um, with that, thank you, Rob. That was a fantastic card. That is second chakra. It is all second chakra. I love that. I love that we had, let's see, we had first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Interesting that we hit all the chakras today. But that's because we're a divine being, right? Of all of those. You are very welcome, Rob. And with that, you guys, thank you for joining us. For those who would like to partake of the full moon, and the full moon energy at 1 o'clock Eastern time in a little less than 2 hours, I'll be doing a full, um, I know it's not to be expected. You're right. Usually it's 2 or 3 chakras actually that we end up doing, not all 7. So in 2 hours or a little less than 2 hours, I will be doing a full moon ceremony and ritual. You can go to the Trinity Mystical Energy page and click on the link there. And if you've registered for that, as soon as I am done here, I'll be sending out the Zoom links for those of you who choose to attend that. And I look forward to seeing you at chakra sessions on Thursdays at 7, and next month here on Soul Connections. And for all things Trinity Mystical Energy, please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the notifications of our broadcasts, and like us on Facebook, because that's where you'll find us. And with that, thank you for helping me in my spiritual mission of healing the healers. And love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.